President Trump is not going down without a fight. After a day on the golf course, the president taking to Twitter, promising the legal battle is just beginning. And there are cases everywhere. Fox News senior White House correspondent John Roberts is live at the White House where they're mapping out strategy. Hey, John.
Good evening to you, Shannon. Here's the reason why the president is not backing down. It's because despite all of the polls, despite talk of his huge unfavorability ratings, despite all of the criticism, all the investigation, even impeachment, the president still got 48% of the vote. The president reminding Americans of that, tweeting, quote, 71 million legal votes, the most ever for a sitting president. And the president framing the argument to challenge the current vote count, tweeting, quote, the observers were not allowed into the counting rooms. I won the election, got 71 million legal votes. Bad things happened in which our observers were not allowed to see. Never happened before. Millions of mail-in ballots were sent to people who never asked for them. The Trump campaign has filed a lawsuit in Arizona because it believes that a number of people had their votes disenfranchised because they were not allowed to correct ballots on which there was a so-called overvote. That's when you accidentally vote for different people for the same ticket. Rather than being allowed to correct the ballot, they were simply told to put their ballot through, which means that the vote was not counted. And in Nevada, the Trump campaign has an affidavit from an election worker whose job was to open those mail-in and absentee ballots. This person says that he thought that there should have been some signature verification on a bunch of ballots. He was told just put those through. Also told that mismatches in addresses were not properly identified. And since that person has come forward and has been made public, there are other people apparently who are coming forward as well. This person swore out an affidavit that has been forwarded to the Department of Justice. A Trump campaign attorney saying, quote, the affidavit makes it clear that we're not dealing with oversights or sloppiness. This was intentional criminal conduct. The campaign's also going to be filing lawsuits in Pennsylvania on Monday, alleging that hundreds of thousands of ballots were entered without being properly checked. And a new suit is going to be filed in Nevada. Matt Schlapp working on potential voting irregularities in the silver state. Here's what he said earlier.
What we have to make sure happens with these results is that they can be universally accepted by the partisans on both sides. And because this race is so close, and because we've uncovered so many irregularities in places like Clark County, it's important that we count every legal ballot and make sure that we take every legal step to make sure that illegal ballots are not in the count.
The president and his campaign believe that they owe it to the 71 million people who voted for the president to take as much time as necessary to make sure that every legal ballot was cast and every illegal ballot was rejected. Not surprisingly, though, Democrats believe the president should concede now. Here's the Senate Minority Leader.
So I say to Donald Trump, you lost. No more games. Go home. Go home to Florida. Stop delaying. Stop making up lies about the election. It was fair. There have been no irregularities found. You lost. You lost fair and square.
Now, there may come a point when the president does concede. I am told by several sources close to the president that if he pursues all of these legal avenues and finds that there is no path to a second term, he will graciously concede to Joe Biden and then begin the process for a peaceful and appropriate transition. But for the moment, Shannon, the fight is on, and we'll keep watching it to see where it goes.
We will.